beautiful and talented actress, entrepreneur, host. I should also add
Mm-hmm.
to your list, Miss LisaRaye
Mm-hmm.
McCoy. How are you?
Hey, well, it's afternoon there. It's still morning time here, so
Still morning
it's about
time. Yes.
9:30 in the morning here.
Oh, okay. You're in LA.
I'm in LA.
You're in
Hmm.
LA. I'm in New Orleans, eating all my father's food, quarantining with family.
So does that mean you getting gumbo, crawfish, boiled shrimp, po' boys, like
Candy
the
yams,
real New
mother
Orleans,
pork
like
chops, cornbread, potato salad, rib. My father loves to cook, and he's amazing at it.
Lord, you could have asked me to come down there to do this interview. I would have, you know.
Well, you're more than welcome. You're more than. It's hot. It's 90 something degrees here now, and
Oh wow.
yeah. Oh, we're giving it. We are giving it. How are you doing? I've been starting my interviews asking everyone, especially during this time. We're quarantining. How are you feeling? And there's just so much happening right now in our community. There's
Hmm.
COVID. There's the economy. I actually do feel optimistic because I feel like there's some change in the air. So I don't just want to say, how are you doing? I want to ask you, what are you feeling?
I am a ball of emotions
Right.
because I was fine staying at home. I'm a homebody anyway. I like to stay at home. I like to cook myself. I like family. I like to curl up on the couch and have my own popcorn. And, I love microwave popcorn. So I was fine with it, just doing what I do in my home. And not going outside filming. And I just felt like we were putting a Band-Aid on something and then I'll be able to tear it off in a minute. And
Right.
then like maybe, a month and a half into quarantine and 2 months. And it was like, okay, I'm eating up everything. Now I'm gonna have to start a regimen. And so I started, working out again. And then, with my granddaughter, she's here. We've been out swimming and we've been having picnics and just playing with her. She's the life of the house. And then slowly but surely, I would find different recipes to start cooking
Oh,
because I
nice.
was bored with cooking and having the same food. I never thought I would say that I was tired of having a home cooked meal, but Lord, I want to go to my favorite restaurant and have something and a
Right.
drink and
Right.
have somebody serve it to me while I ain't had to wash no dishes. Not that I'm doing that anyway, but you know what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying.
Uh, but also just finding things around the home, like small projects that you needed to do, but you never found the time to do. And just being in my house, looking up at the ceiling, finding cracks and finding things that need to be fixed. And was like, oh, I didn't know that was here. And now I finally know what my circuit breakers are. And I know what time my water sprinklers come on. Just finding out things about my home and myself. I did a 21-day meditation with my family, which was great because we all had to correspond throughout the day, every day for 21 days and hold each other accountable. That was fantastic. And that was brain food for me, you know. But then all the killings, all the beatings, all the, black on black crime and then white on black crime. And then, so much was going on till it was like, wait a minute. And then the protest, and I can't even say the protest came first. It was like the riots came first and us making noise about we are tired. We're not taking any more because when you look at the list of people that have been hurt and killed per police brutality,
Right.
aggressiveness, and just overall not serving nor protecting, you cannot sit down any longer.
No.
You have to start doing something that at least you think is going to bring attention. And what we thought which would bring attention is let's tear some up. You know what I mean? And that's what it was. And although I don't condone the, going into anybody's store, stealing anything and damaging anybody's business, it was the only thing that we felt like we could do to the city to get the city's attention, therefore getting the country's attention and our nation, our communities, to be able to say, we are banding together here. And I think that, as much as I hate to agree, it worked.
But
It
now
worked.
I will call this out too. And as we've noticed in some of the cities and in some of the social media clips, it's not, I think people of color get we're being labeled as the ones being violent in this the case. But I will say that I do feel a shift this time around. Like we've had
Yeah.
protests before, and with all movements, even the good one, all positive movements, there will be some people that try to distract from the movement. But I do feel a positive shift this time. What do you hope will come from this as it relates to the entertainment industry? Because we have a lot of corporations now who didn't necessarily value the dollar of people of color, or who didn't necessarily value what having us in the boardrooms, now being forced, if you will, to pay attention and to wake up and include us at those tables and in those conversations. What would you like to see happen as it relates to entertainment?
Well, they are still going to have to be forced to be able to put us in that boardroom,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to rise to the occasion. It's sad to say that a lot of times when we spend money, like, white is better because perhaps they are bigger or they're more well known than our businesses. And because we have a low customer service satisfaction ratio, it makes us say, I don't want to deal with the black. Let me deal with the white. And then you still go through BS with them as well. But
Mm-hmm.
somehow in our mind and the back of our mind, we think that they're better sometime too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
we'll go out on that limb and get messed up with them as well. So hopefully within us, we realize that we can depend on each other, but we have to hold each other accountable to be able to rise to the occasion and say, come on now, you know better than that. Like the younger generation with customer service, they don't believe in a form of customer service. They just believe in this is my job, this is what I got to do, and I'm just going to do it. And it's like, not with that attitude, I hope
Mm-hmm.
not,
Mm-hmm.
because they have this sense of entitlement that they haven't really rolled up their sleeves and said, okay, how do I get to point A to point B? Because there's a such thing as internship
Mm-hmm.
that we've heard about. But a lot of them don't want to do the work and put in the work to be able to climb up to the ladder of success. Because here's the thing, even in my business, my family, we owned hotels and motels. My father was an entrepreneur. We had real estate, we had buildings, we had all kind of different businesses. I was raised in the backseat of his car, knowing what it is to keep your finger on the pulse of your employees, going around to each business so they can see you and see that you care about your own business and you care about what they're doing in your business and you care about them.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to a dentist, a doctor, do you want your doctor to come in with pants hanging down his butt, a t-shirt on, a grill, and he come in and he go, yeah, so I'm Dr. Team, and I'm coming in and, I just want you to say I, open up your mouth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I bet you gonna say, oh, wait a minute. Are you the doctor?
Mm-hmm.
Where's your degrees? You want to see the backup of that because you want to see the traditional way of a doctor coming in to take care of your health. You don't want to feel like you seeing somebody that just slid through the process. You don't want that. So if we don't want that for our service, why should we give that type of service? And the
Okay.
drama and the negativity that we give to each other, tearing each other down. I hope that social media, the powers that be, our radio stations, our networks, I hope that they realize that all the things that we're showing on TV, that's TMI,
Mm-hmm.
meaning some things need to be kept between you and your family, in between your four walls.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to know all of that because some of these kids and some adults don't know how to process that.
Right.
They don't realize, okay, this is real, this is your story, but it doesn't have to be my story, or nor do I have to handle things the same way that I see that you handle that. For instance, reality TV.
Mm-hmm.
Reality TV now has taken on a whole new form. If it's no drama in reality TV, we don't want to see it.
Right.
Therefore, we take that drama that we see and we say, okay, this is how I am supposed to be loyal to my friend, which is disloyal, because that means I'm no longer respect you because now I'm sleeping with your husband, I'm sleeping with your ex, your friend, I'm cussing you out, I'm walking across tables on you. What? Who does that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't need a camera to display that kind of activity because here's the thing. I don't need your camera because
Right.
this
Right.
right here is personal. This ain't going to happen on film because if it does, then I won't be a part of your show anymore because it's a different thing that's going on now. I got to
Mm-hmm.
handle this, not your show. But to keep doing it on and on and on again, and then we take it to Twitter, we take it to Instagram, we take it to social media platform and tear each other down. Comments. You look at the comments, and I bet you're going to find somebody that's tearing you down. And it's like, well, why come into my comments at all?
Right. Right.
Why watch me? Why look at me? Why do any of that if you don't care to share something positive with me? Get
Right.
off.
We can
And
hold each other
it's still
accountable.
everybody got an opinion. Hmm?
No, I was going to say we can hold each other accountable without tearing each other down. There's a way to share information and support and
Yes.
say, look, sis, I know you're trying to do this with your business, but if you do X, Y, and Z, or vice versa, without tearing
Hmm.
each other down. Absolutely, absolutely. And I think
And
we
I
also have
think
to be
that what
open to that.
Oprah is about to do, if she hasn't done already, I want to say I think it starts today. She's
For
doing a
tonight.
town hall meeting
Mm-hmm.
of 2 days of being able to sit down and say, where do we go from here?
Right.
We got the nation's attention. You know what I mean? We have to be smart about it because, yes, it worked. Now what? You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And a lot of us are asking that same question because we do know that we can't do it alone. We
No.
can't do it by ourselves. We do need a few good chosen soldiers to be our mouthpiece that's going to be on the front line for us
Mm-hmm.
while we stand behind strong soldiers with them. But who are those people going to be? Who's going to
Right.
take that responsibility? You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? That
Mm-hmm.
we are actually going to be able to hand over to society to say this is our spokesperson because a lot of times even when you are a role model in your family, you are a role model in your business, so it doesn't necessarily mean that just because you have the light on you that you're the one, but it does really speak to how you grow.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in the beginning of your career, you are learning how to follow suit. I've learned some things. I've heard some things from some other people that I'm able to be able to mold into who I am so I can morph into this awesome, amazing person that now I am offering myself to society to be a bigger person. You no longer want to do the same things that you did 5 years ago because you've
Right.
grown in 5 years. You're not thinking the same things. You're not had the same experiences that happened to you. You've had developed some strength from those things that hurt you.